I've been 50 or 60 drug rehab programs, but I've never been through a program like the Exodus program. I really feel as if I have a chance with this program.
All right, good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Who are we this morning?
I am somebody, and I love myself. I love myself because I am somebody. Amen.
You know, I'm a child of God. They don't tell you that you're a recovering addict in the Exodus program. They teach you to really find out who you actually are.
We have to begin to take ownership for ourselves. Even if I don't wake up till I'm 36 to realize how I've been resenting for something I can't go back and change. Some folk have chosen to alter their view of life and existence based upon somebody leaving before they thought they should leave, or wound up taking on addictions and bad habits or negative attitudes toward life based upon the fact that life has been taken. Are you patient and kind then?
Haven't learned that yet.
I'm working on that.
Working on it. Yeah, working.
The Exodus program is a ministry for men who are in need of restoring their lives. They have experienced brokenness on emotional, spiritual, psychological, even physical levels. And through a holistic approach, we work toward rebuilding them one man at a time.
Where we assist them in learning who they are, what their purpose in life is, so that they can overcome the issues that have been a little bit crippling for them.
My name, Kirk Culver, K-I-R-K, C-U-L-V as in victory, E-R. Issues I was having was lying to myself mainly, and I had a crack cocaine addiction. It controlled me, it drove me, and it kept me lying to myself.
My full name is Ted Lee Covington. A person can do so much on their own, and after that, drugs, alcohol, bad decision making in general.
When I came to this program, I didn't care if I lived or died. You know, I could care less if I lived or died, you know.
It ultimately was bringing me down to my demise.
All right, let us bow. Father, first we just thank you for this day. I thank you for being back in town and with these men again. I thank you for their lives and their courage to come this far. We thank you for the trials and even the tribulations, because it helps us to see more of who you are and what you're doing in the midst of our lives. And then the mercy.
Jesus. Yes, Jesus.
We can't count the number of acts of mercy you've bestowed upon us to even be here today. But for that, we say thank you.
There's a burning desire for all of us, I believe, to really want to understand purpose and identity and self-worth. And getting them to see that comes through God, who created us. They begin to strive through the things that they have found that they are able to do, that they do enjoy, and see how that might mesh into purpose for them. And once beginning to embark upon that, their hope begins to elevate again, and they begin to see life on different terms.
It's changing our attitude toward how we see what we see in order to make changes so that we're progressing to a point where we can be prosperous, successful, healthy individuals in our right mind, instead of the tainted perceptions and ideas that we have allowed ourselves to follow behind.
Amen. Amen.
Who are we, fellas?
I am somebody. I love myself. I love myself, and I am somebody. Amen.
The program itself is unique because it gets you back into what I like to call normality, okay? Something that you may do naturally every day. Get up, feed yourself, clothe yourself, wash your clothes, clean your house, be nice to people. Those are the things that were lacking in my life. I knew how to do them, I just wasn't doing them. Instead, I was getting up and going looking where my first hit was going to come from, okay, as opposed to going to get a meal.
It's an 8-week inpatient program, and then when they come in, they interview with me, and a lot of times the guys will be here for like a week or two prior, just kind of waiting because there's not a fluid start date. And so there's this adjustment where they're just here shadowing and following and trying to get the lay of the land.
The program in itself, I get up at 5:30. I would get up at 5:30, praise God, thank you for the day, get up, socialize with the other participants in the program, encourage them, come down to the chapel in the morning and for maybe a half an hour journalize, and reacquainted myself with writing and putting thoughts on paper. I mean, we write our life stories. We talk about your life and we put it in layman's terms, and we sit up there and we deal with it. It was just amazing, some of the things that I learned the night before or the day before that I would put on paper the next day.
How did I get here? The hard part is figuring out, how did this happen? Because nobody goes into life choosing to be homeless. Nobody goes into life choosing to be addicted. It's one of those things that kind of sneaks up on you, and here you are, you're 35 and you're 40. You had plans. We try to take them back to where they came from. Their past, their experiences, their childhood, everything that has helped form their identity, and slowly reintegrate them back into who am I and who was I meant to be.
From there, go down and have breakfast, again, fellowshipping with people that come in off the streets, as well as the participants in the program. From there, do a chore, cleaning up. There goes into something else I didn't do for a long time. Cleaning dishes or cleaning up after myself. That helped me. From there, we would go to the gym, work out.
Each day we take the guys out and work out with them. We spend about 3 days here at the Lord's Gym, and on Tuesdays and Fridays we go to the YMCAs. They come in with all kind of bodies. We've seen quite a bit of success in these guys building their self-esteem back up and just feeling good about themselves and really getting their bodies back in shape.
We have classes on health and wellness, of how to better take care of their physical bodies, especially since many of them come down physically worn out. And so then we even deal with the education, employment, and then even their emotional and psychological stability.
So I don't want to deal with the inner stuff. I wasn't trying to go back into nothing. And I wasn't trying to hear about any role I played in my separation with my mother. It was all her fault.
We talk about issues, and it's a lot of crying done in that room. It's a lot of thoughts and a lot of, I like to call it the war room.
Not using profanity anymore. Not drinking, not being in the old places that we used to frequent.
When he spoke,
he was speaking of the world. He was speaking of true world. He was speaking of the difference between truth in the world and truth in Jesus.
Right, and then he came to the basis of the real truth.
You bump heads with guys, the participants. I even bump heads with the guy that's teaching. And you get in there and you get hungry, and you want to learn this. And at a point, you understand that you need this.
Just here Friday, when I wanted to do the same thing, I was shown love here. Staff here, Chris and Sterling, they loved me till I was able to love myself.
Oh, where do I see myself? I have big plans and big dreams today. That's another thing. I didn't have no dreams or plans when I came in this program.
Well, in our process at what we call an exit interview, and transitioning them from the first 8-week process into housing, we work out a plan of action, and we set achievable goals.
Actually, I start school, I'm going to Napier truck driving school. I start there the 31st of this month. And I have my own little lawn care business, I started in Thompson's Removal and Lawn Service. You can put that in there if you want,
It was through Exodus, a person who comes and speaks to us, that I got the job. I work with MRDD and supported living and group homes. I assist, again, MRDD clients and just their day-to-day life. And it's a godsend. I love it.
Reuniting men with their purpose and identity, sends them back out to society with a passion for what it is that they begin to embark upon, not just career-wise, but men going back and wanting to be responsible fathers to their children, wanting to go back and make amends in broken relationships with family, and going back out into society, someone who is an asset to it and not of the criminal mind any longer. It's a huge benefit for society, and we do it so much cheaper than our justice system.
Still have to ask for forgiveness. Ain't that right, Kurt?
I just want to give back, you know. I feel it's my responsibility, my duty, my job to give back to the program.
Our next phase in continuing to develop housing that we're able to provide a place, a safe environment, a place for learning and continued growth where the men can actually be in numbers and not solely on their own, and continue the process of accountability and working toward goals of eventually getting their own dwelling is in our immediate plans, and we're definitely working toward acquiring partnerships that would assist us.
It talks about through one being saved and one not. The saved one can administer salvation to the other.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I don't claim to be a recovering addict. I'm a new creation in Jesus. I'm just, if I don't receive another blessing ever, I've been blessed enough just coming through the Exodus program.
Who are we this morning?
I am somebody, and I love myself. I love myself because I am somebody. Amen.
You believe that today?
Yes.
Amen.